In 1947, the world entered a new kind of conflict, one that would shape global history for nearly half a century. This was the beginning of the Cold War, a global standoff between the United States and the Soviet Union. By 1945, World War II had left Europe in ruins, with cities destroyed, economies collapsed, and millions displaced. Yet, two nations emerged stronger than ever: the wealthy, democratic United States and the massive, victorious Soviet Union. Once their mutual enemy, Nazi Germany, was gone, their fundamental differences came into sharp focus. At the heart of the Cold War were two competing systems: capitalism, led by the United States, and communism, led by the Soviet Union. Capitalism championed free markets, private businesses, elections, and individual freedoms. In contrast, communism advocated for a state-controlled economy, one-party rule, and government ownership of resources. Both sides believed their system was the future of humanity, feared the other's expansion, and were determined to spread their influence globally. After the war, the Soviet Union maintained its army in Eastern European countries like Poland, Hungary, and Romania. These nations soon fell under communist rule, forming what Winston Churchill famously called the Iron Curtain. The United States viewed this expansion as dangerous, fearing a domino theory, where one country's fall to communism would lead to others. The world wasn't just rebuilding, it was actively choosing sides, intensifying tensions between the superpowers. The year 1947 is considered the official beginning of the Cold War, largely due to President Harry Truman's pivotal speech. Truman declared that the United States would support any country resisting communism, a policy known as the Truman Doctrine. This was a major turning point, signaling America's deep involvement in global politics. The U.S. believed economic stability in Europe was essential to prevent the spread of communism. This led to the Marshall Plan, a massive financial program providing over $12 billion to rebuild Europe's economy. While the plan revitalized Europe, the Soviet Union saw it as America buying influence, further exacerbating tensions. Germany, and its capital Berlin, became a focal point of Cold War conflict. In 1948, the Soviets blockaded all road access to West Berlin, attempting to force the Allies out.
The U.S. responded with the Berlin airlift, flying food, fuel, and supplies into the city for nearly a year.
This dramatic showdown proved the Cold War was evolving into a global contest of power, technology, and resolve. By the late 1940s, the Cold War took a dangerous turn with the development of nuclear weapons by both the U.S. and the Soviet Union. The world lived under the threat of nuclear annihilation, leading to an arms race as both sides built larger and deadlier weapons. The Cold War wasn't fought with bullets or bombs, but with fear, threats, and the possibility of total annihilation. The beginning of the Cold War shaped the next 40 years of world history, influencing major conflicts and leading to new global alliances. Technology advanced rapidly, with space exploration, computers, and satellites all pushed forward by this intense competition. The Cold War didn't start with a battle. It started with fear, ideology, and power, profoundly shaping the modern world.